Hi, welcome back to another update of the Avid Flyer with the Rotax 670 engine build, new cowling, and avionics systems. So today, I'm going to kind of give you just a simple layout of where I'm up to and what we're doing today. So the motor is installed, the avionics are installed, and the cowling is 95% done. Today what we're going to do is starting it up, doing some taxiing, and maybe some pretty fast taxiing, maybe get off the ground and come back real quick, push the motor all the way and see what happens. So let's go ahead and look at the plane, see what's going on. So basically here it is. The cowling is 95, like I said, percent done. It needs to be painted and a couple minor trimmings to make it fit right, but I got that great seal right along there. I need to trim a little on the door here, but the cowling came out really well. I'm really happy with it. It is a new carbon fiber top and bottom. The new induction, sorry for the sun, the new induction for the radiator, and it fits well. I fired up, taxied it around a little bit, looking for any rubbing, any wearing, where it might be cracking. So far it's been pretty solid. So now the moment you're waiting for, let's fire it up and taxi it around and have a little fun today. So you can see it fires up pretty easily, one pump, and it gets the motor going, turns over real quick and fires up. So right now what I'm kind of doing is basically firing up, getting it running, and then I turn on my avionics and I turn on the fuel pump and just kind of start setting everything up. What I'm doing now, I'm just basically going to sit here, let it warm up for a little bit, and then I'll taxi on down. So once it's warmed up, I was sitting there for about 2 minutes. I go ahead and move down to basically where the runway's at, and I'm just going to do a mag check real quick, make sure everything's working, sound the way it should be, and everything actually was happy and working properly. Alright, with everything happy, radio call's made, we're going to go and venture out onto the runway and fire it up and see what happens. Give it some goose and try to get down the runway. You guys hear that? Sputtering. It is sputtering on giving it full power, and it just wasn't wanting to run right. So I'm going to taxi on down, come back, try it again, see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and give it some throttle and see what happens. Hear it again. It's not liking the full throttle when I apply it. It's giving me that stutter, spatter feeling going on. So we're just going to taxi it on down and kind of see what happens. Also, when we were going down here, the plane wasn't going very fast, but it wanted to fly. So that's what that little bumpy thing was. Me kind of correct that, keep it on the ground. is again, still sputtering. I'm starting a little frustrated with it, seeing what's going wrong. Right now in my head, I'm just kind of focusing on keeping the plane straight and also kind of running some diagnostics in my head to see what happened or what's going on. Okay, well, that didn't go as planned. As you saw when I was going full throttle, I got that pretty bad stutter sputter feeling going on with that with the motor. So not getting enough fuel, not enough air. So what I'm gonna try now is just remove the air filter and actually kind of fire it up and see if I can get it to go and see if that was restriction, because my dumb ass forgot I was sanding in there without it covered. So I'm an idiot. So we're gonna clean it if this works and kind of go from there. Or I might have to work on the carburation, see where I'm at on that. I know it ran great before all that, so I'm just kind of doing a process elimination of what's changed since then. The only thing could be cowling, airflow, dirty filter. So I'm just gonna kind of do some reductive work and see what happens. So we're gonna run it like this: cowling off, air filter off, fire it up, see what happens. Taxi test 4. So we're trying out my hypothesis from the note earlier, and let's see what happens. Oh, look at that! A happily running little airplane. You can hear it juice up and wanting to go. That was great. That's what we wanted to hear. So looks like I was right in my assumption of a dirty air filter. We're gonna also run a couple more tests to see what it may cause, or what if that's the actual true cause. Last taxi test of the day. Let's fire it up and hear what happens. Once again, happy little airplane. So I think I was right in my determination of a dirty air filter. And man, I forget how easily this plane wants to fly. So you can see me trying to keep it on the ground and try to stay down that center line the best I can. But a little rusty walking on the cobwebs, and here, there it went again, wanting to fly. So put it back down, and we're good. Okay, so today's tests went well. We figured out some things not to do and some things to do. So I'm gonna clean, as you saw that last 2 runs, that the air filter off, it right back up to where it should go and be happy. What I do want to do though is I'm going to, looks like I was only getting, I have to go back and check the video because I was only watching too intensely on that, just trying to stay straight, knock off the old cobwebs. And but it only looked like I was getting around 6,000, maybe 6,100 RPM. And my static was set for, I think, 66 or 6,700. So that allowed me to get around 69, 68 on flying. So that's gonna be the peak performance, getting all 90 horses out of this thing on your takeoffs. So I'm gonna also do that. I'm also gonna adjust the carbs, maybe bump up my idle. When I pull it all the way back, as you can hear it go, and kind of die. So I think my idle screw's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 clicks up, because I wanted around 2,000 idle. That's where it's happiest. 2,200 I believe is peak. So we're gonna do all that. I know 2-strokes are kind of more a little finicky motor with air mixture, fuel mixtures, and all that good stuff. Don't want to run too rich, but you also don't want to run too lean. Rather run a little rich than lean, protect your motor, versus running too lean and blowing it out. So today went well. Good little test. We're gonna do some modifications to it and do it again, test run it. So that's the update today. Hope you enjoyed.